Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get through whatever it is that's coming. All right, but there is something coming. There is a tsunami coming. We're going to get through it. We can get through it together. Are there going to be hard times? Yes. But the least prepared will have a much more difficult time than those that are prepared. Trust me when I say that. Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. So, ladies and gentlemen, about 70 to 80% of you that even stay throughout the entirety of this video will not consider prepping. And that's a shame. I'm about to tell you a little story. I know you guys like stories. So on my way home today, right after I left my job, I was going to go to the coin shop to get me a little bit of silver. Because even though silver is a little high, I noticed today that it got slammed down. And we won't get into why it got slammed down, but it got slammed down in price. It lost like $4 or $5 per ounce, and gold got slammed down. And when I see that, ladies and gentlemen, it's exciting to me, because it means that more people can get more at a lesser price and protect their wealth by being able to buy more silver with less fiat. So that to me is exciting. So I remember a while back I did a video where I said, I'm not going to buy silver anymore because I need to prep. But since then, I've been able to prep and to budget a little bit of money aside to buy silver every month. So every month I'll go to the coin shop and I'll buy a little bit of silver. This month I had about $150 or so, not too much, budgeted for silver. So I figured I'd be able to get roughly 4 to 5 ounces. And it doesn't matter to me how many ounces I can get. Obviously, the more I can get with my fiat paper, the better. But consistency is key in saving. When you're saving, you have to be consistent. So anyways, on my way to my truck, my wife sends me a text and said, hey, before you come home, can you bring home some eggs and some cream cheese and some limes? Because Little Miss Alaska Prepper wants to make limeade. And I'm like, sure. You know, the commissary is just about a minute away from where I work. So I go into the commissary with all intent on going to the silver shop or to the silver store right after I get out of the commissary. So I go into the commissary and I go and get some limes, and I was flabbergasted. Limes are 99 cents each, and not even big limes, just regular sized limes, 99 cents each. I was like, holy smokes. So I'm starting to go through the produce aisle so that I can go to the dairy aisle and get some cream cheese and get some eggs. And as I'm going through the produce aisle, I come across about 4 or 5 big pallets full of this. There was like 4 or 5 pallets just full of these guys. And I remember that the last time I went to Walmart to get those butane canisters, they didn't have very many jars. So when I saw all those jars there, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a prepper, if you're a homesteader, you know that you like jars. I'm like, wow, look at all those jars. But I'd already done my payday prep. All I had on me was the $150 or so, $150, $160, I think I ended up spending altogether for the silver I was going to get. And then, let me take a side note here real quick. For you people that stack silver or that collect coins or something like that, you all usually have a favorite coin. And usually that's your pocket coin, right? Well, I have a favorite coin too. And I've been carrying it around for a while. If you all remember, those of you that have been with me for a while back, a very nice community member sent me this silver coin. In the back of the silver coin, there's a tsunami approaching. I carry this silver coin with me because it reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, there is a tsunami approaching. And it reminds me that prepping is essential. That's what this silver coin reminds me. So when I saw those and I started to walk away from them, I inadvertently put my hand in my pocket, and I felt this silver coin. And I said, you know what? Maybe the silver can wait this month. I think that those jars are probably a better way to preserve my wealth this month than silver. So I went ahead and grabbed 6 of them, which totaled about $101 or so. And guess what? I still went to the coin shop afterwards, and I got 2 ounces of silver. Consistency, ladies and gentlemen. Consistency is what it's about. I still went to the coin shop, and I still got myself, I think this is called a pirateer. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I got myself this real cool 2-ounce silver coin. There's the back. So ladies and gentlemen, why am I telling you this? Because those of you that say you can't eat silver, you're 100% right. You can't eat silver. So what are you going to eat? What are you putting away to eat when that tsunami comes crashing down on us? Because let me tell you this. We have tsunamis all the time. They happen all the time. It's just that they're not life-extinguishing tsunamis. They're not tsunamis that are going to end the world. But we have tsunamis happening right now all over the world. It's just you have to look and see where they're happening and how they will affect us here where we live or where you live. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a few things that's happened just in the last week that's going to affect our food prices and the availability of food, not just for us, but for others in the world. And that availability of food that others are lacking around the world will affect us. We are the largest grain producers in the world, in the U.S. And if you don't know, China has been having terrible luck with floods. It says here, everything is gone. Flooding in China ruins farmers and risks rising food prices. I'm not sure if you know this, ladies and gentlemen, but China has about 1.3, 1.4 billion people. They require a lot of food. Where are they getting their deficit from? Where are they getting the food from that they now have a deficit with all these floods going on? Where are they getting it from? Guess what? China just made a few extremely large purchases of corn and soybean from the United States, the largest that they've ever made before. They're getting it from us. They're getting it from Australia. They're getting it from Argentina, Brazil. They're getting it from Africa. This is going to cause a deficit in food around the world. And what does that mean to you and me? There may be enough food for you and me to eat, but the price of those foods are going to become extremely high. Ladies and gentlemen, this time next year, you're going to be like, wow, those were some really good times. And I know I've said that several times, but I remember about 7 or 8 months ago, I said, around summertime, you're going to look back to the prices that we had, around the winter time last year, and you're going to be like, wow, those were good prices. Back when we were still paying less than $2 a pound for chicken breast. Now, if I'm lucky, at least, if I'm lucky, I find it for $3.69, $4 a pound for chicken breast. Back when we were paying $1.99 to $2.99 for hamburger. And now, if we're lucky, we can find it for $3.99 on a really good day. If not, it's $6.99 and above. All right, and that's probably still cheap for some places in the country where they're paying $8.99, $9, $12 a pound for ground beef, ladies and gentlemen. Do you really think that it's going to get any better? If you think it's going to get any better, listen to this. I'm going to read a little bit of this one because it's very interesting. In Iowa, Governor Kim Reynolds said earlier estimates indicate 10 million acres have been damaged in the nation's top corn-producing state, and many grain bins were destroyed. That would be nearly a third of the roughly 31 million acres of land farmed in the state. The most significant damage is to the corn crop, which is in the advanced stages of development, nearly a month away from the beginning of harvest. Nearly a month away from the beginning of harvest, and they lost 1/3 of all the corn that they grow in that region of the country. And a farmer said, this morning I had a farmer reach out to me to say this was the worst wind damage to crops and farm buildings that he has ever seen across the state in such a wide area. And in addition, satellite imagery shows extensive crop damage throughout about 1/3 of the center of the state from east to west. Do you really think that things are going to get better? Those of you that say corn is no good for putting in gasoline, ethanol is no good in gasoline, and I agree. I have a feeling that in our future, they'll stop putting ethanol in gasoline because we're going to need that corn to eat. Another one, those of you I'm sure are tracking the explosion that happened in Lebanon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lebanon imports 85% of its food. Where is it going to get that food now? They lost, through that explosion, they lost about 80% of their food stores for the entire country. Where are they going to get their food? There's several countries sending them food right now so that they can have food to eat. I read another article that said that Lebanon is down to about 2.5 weeks worth of bread before they run out of grains to make bread. Where is that food coming from? I think people are mainly asleep and stay asleep because they don't see these things happening here. They don't see it happening to them in their area. So they're like, I don't need to prepare. We're fine here. This is happening in China. This is happening in Lebanon. The locusts are happening in Africa and in Pakistan and in China and in South America. That's not going to affect me. I live in the United States. That could never happen here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what. It can happen here. And that's why I implore you to get prepared. Buy some food. Have at least a 6-month supply of food at the very minimum. Every time you go to the grocery store, buy a little bit more. Just buy a little bit more. Forego that pizza. Forego that #1 at the McDonald's drive-thru. Forego those expenses that you don't need to live. If you have a $300 phone bill, knock it down to just the necessities. You don't need that high-speed data plan. You're going to be wishing a year or 2 years from now. It might be 2 years. All right, I keep saying that I think things are going to get really bad. They're going to reach their apex around 23, 24. Around 2023, 2024 is when things are going to be so bad that those of you that decided to click off before this point are going to be in a bad way. You're going to be wishing that you had listened and done a little bit of research on your own so you can validate what I'm telling you right now. I'm not lying to you. These things are happening right now, every day. You know, I showed you guys a clip here a few videos back showing where a congressman himself was talking to the Fed chair and the Treasury chairman saying, or the Treasury secretary saying, what are we going to do about the farmers? We're going to have a major food shortage if we don't take care of the farmers. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that know farmers, have we taken care of the farmers? Has the government taken care of the farmers? You know what, ladies and gentlemen, even if the government did take care of the farmers, even if they sent each farmer $10 million, is that going to make them grow food? Is that going to make food come out of the ground? It's going to give them money. That's it. Money that was printed out of thin air, that reduced the purchasing power of your and my money. That's all it's going to do. It's going to allow them to pay bills. But is that going to make that corn that got flattened out by the land hurricane, is what they're calling it? Is that going to make that 10 million acres of corn pop back up because they got $1 million or a $10 million check? It's like the Ice Age farmer says, you can print money, but you can't print food. So what are you doing to make sure that your family is taken care of? I know that I keep coming on here every week and telling you guys this, but I'm doing this and I keep doing this in hopes that I get new people that jump on here that maybe listen. I'm hoping that some of the people that stop by this channel and don't decide to stay in this channel, at least take away with them a little bit of inspiration to do a little bit of research and go out there and see what's going on with your own eyes. Did you hear that? Somebody just shot a moose. I'm just kidding. It's not moose season yet. Oh, there you go. It took 2 shots. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to go on a rant, but I just want to make sure that my countrymen, all right, no offense to anyone watching from a different country, but I want to make sure that my countrymen prepare themselves for what's coming. I put out a video, I think it was yesterday, I put out a video about Washington State hoarding food. Why don't they call it hoarding food when they do it? Why? Because they're the government. Ladies and gentlemen, stop listening to those people that say, oh, you're a fearmonger, oh, this thing's not going to happen, oh, you're a hoarder because you're buying more food than what you eat in 2 weeks. Stop listening to those people. They are not going to feed you when times get bad. The only one that you're going to be able to turn to is yourself. Yourself and no one else. If you're lucky enough to have a community around you of like-minded people that are pretty much prepared and somewhat reliant on themselves, that's a great thing. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, in the end, the only person you can count on is you and your family. Those are the only real people you can really count on. When things get really bad, you can count on a very few people, and those are the people that you want to surround yourselves with, and those are the people why you are preparing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're taking heed to the warning. I really do. Because what I'm reading to you off these articles, it's just a few. It literally took me 2 minutes to find 3 articles of recent things that are going on, that have been going on just in the recent past few days. It literally only took me about 2 minutes. Imagine all those other things that we don't know about. What happens if the Three Gorges Dam fails? Do you know that there's like 3 or 4 nuclear reactors in its path? You know there's about 400 million people in the path of that dam if it fails? And there's been satellite pictures taken of that dam, and it shows that it's bowing. It shows that it's disfigured. I mean, you can see it with your own eyes. And it was taken from space, and you can still see that it's bowing and disfigured. Do you know what's in the path of that dam if it fails? The largest manufacturing center in the world. Do you think it's hard for us to get things that are made in China now? Even though I know people say we rather get made in the USA, but we don't make that many things, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, not just with food, not just with jars, but with everything that you use on a daily basis. It's that simple. I want to get through to the people that haven't seen me talk about this before. I want to get through to you, the one that clicked on this video for the first time. Prepare, because no one else is going to do it for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. Hey, let me tell you something real quick. I want to go ahead and make sure that I promote this for the next several weeks. Our next charity, if you didn't see my previous video, the one before 2 videos ago, I think it is. We're doing another charity here at the end of September. And what I'm doing is I'm matching dollar to dollar up to $500. And it's going to go to a great organization. So go check out that video. I'll go ahead and leave a card on the right-hand corner. It's either going to be here or here. I never know where to show it. So I'll leave a card on there. Take a look at that video really quick, because we're going to do our next charity to that charity. And it's a great organization. So I encourage you to go take a look. And another thing is I'm going to be doing some more reviews. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, I was offered free stuff to do some reviews. But guess what? Now that the Alaska Prepper community has grown, the Alaska Prepper can negotiate for stuff to give away. So I'm going to be doing another solar generator. I think I'm going to be reviewing like 3 solar generators in the next few weeks. So I'm going to be reviewing another solar generator probably sometime this week, and I'll put up the video. And guess what? There is a giveaway involved. And I love doing that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, I hope you heed the warning. I hope that you take what I told you guys here on this video to heart, and at least go and do some of your own research so that you can prove to yourself that this crazy old man is not as crazy as he looks. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And it will be a better place, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get through whatever it is that's coming. All right, but there is something coming. There is a tsunami coming. We're going to get through it. We can get through it together. Are there going to be hard times? Yes. But the least prepared will have a much more difficult time than those that are prepared. Trust me when I say that. Many blessings to every one of you and your families. I'm the Alaska Prepper. God bless you guys.